All right, what's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. Are we live? Can you see us? Comment in the comments if you can see us.
So what? We're on YouTube right now.
Apparently so, yeah. I'm just refreshing the live stream to see if we're actually live. We live? Can you see us?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we're live. We're live. All right.
All right.
What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. This is a brand new software. We're just testing, actually, just to see for the watch-alongs for the new season. Well, for the new season, I say, but
Yeah,
for the
last 9 games.
last 9 games of the season. So we thought we would do a bit of a Q&A, see how you guys are doing. But before we do that, vote for us, Content Awards. It's absolutely it's absolutely mad that we're up for it this year. I didn't think we were going to be up for it.
No, I'm very proud that people have shown their support and they've voted for us in the category of club content creators. It means a lot to us. And if we can obviously win, it'll mean so much to us, my family as well. My grandpa, he's like begging for us to get an award or something like this. It'll make us so proud. And, it'll be a great moment, especially as the award ceremonies in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So it'll probably mean a lot more to us. We're there picking up a trophy at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Probably the only people to do that in a while. So it'd be amazing if you guys could vote for us. It'd be absolutely incredible. Come on.
Yeah, the link is in the description below for you to vote, so get down there and vote. How are you feeling about the upcoming start of the Premier League, Sim? Think we can get top 4?
I'm excited because we have finally all our players back. I think Jose is going to have a lot to tinker with. I think he's been up to a few tricks during the lockdown, a few tactical tweaks. There's always this awe about Jose. Oh, he's got a new tactical plan. Like, he's set to unravel. Like, he's been away at management for a year, making up all these crazy new tactics. He's going to come back a new man. And there's always this aura of Jose, like he likes this mystery thing. Which I feel is probably overstated, but I am excited to see how he's going to play. Obviously, Dele
never overstated, mate. Never overstated. Jao Sacramento, he's got behind him now.
True. But with Dele out of the first game, I'm very interested to see how he's going to line up. I'm very interested because Dele kind of causes an issue, I think, in the team in terms of he plays in that position just behind the striker, but he doesn't, because he could be very periphery. He relies on moments. It's hard to for the tactics to be implemented with Jose's kind of tactics anyway. With Dele in the team, because he's not so consistent in how he plays, and with him out, I think it allows him to maybe experiment with a 3 in the middle of Lo Celso and Ndombele, and maybe one of Winks or Sissoko or something like that, or maybe push one of Ndombele or Lo Celso further forward. That's a question from Sammy Hill there. Exactly what I'm just saying. Exactly. Do you reckon he will thrive in the camp as Ali is now banned? Well, that was his position in Betis. That was his best position at Betis for Lo Celso, and he hasn't got a goal or an assist yet this season. But obviously, we've seen how good he's been in centre mid. He got 16 goals for Betis last season playing in the camp position. So clearly, he's got an eye for goal. If you get him closer,
I think for Betis though, he played a bit of a mixed position. I think he played a bit deeper as well. I don't think he was always in that cam position.
He's a bit like what I describe him as like a De Bruyne type position. It's like a half cam, half centre mid kind of position. He's not really either or, and that's where I see kind of Lo Celso being at his best, because he is a bit physical. He can put himself about. He's not like he's not like a player who's going to be bullied totally like an Eriksen if you put him in centre midfield. So I'm excited to see that kind of formation lined up in the first game against Man United, to see how we cope against Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, Rashford, Martial. I'm scared of those lot, but I think we can hurt them.
Yeah, there's more on Dele here. Are we going to miss Dele against United? No, Dele, no problem. It's Tanguy time.
Put Tanguy up front. Yeah, he's played everywhere else.
He could easily play that number 10 role, but to be honest, I think we're going to move to a 4-3-3. What?
Not Tanguy, just to clarify.
Tongi.
Yeah, you said he could easily. Oh, Tongi. I thought. Oh, sorry, I had Tanganga in mind.
No, Tongi and Ndombele.
Tongi and Ndombele. You think so?
I think so. I think he's got a great pass on him. He's always looking forward. He looks very creative. I think the problem he's had is the tracking back and that kind of stuff.
Hmm. You're right. But I feel like his best work is when he's on the ball in central midfield. I guess we haven't really seen him. We haven't seen him up. He hasn't really played there for Lyon or for Spurs yet in the cam position. So I guess it'll be interesting. Apparently, in the training sessions, in the training games, he's been playing in the CAM position. That's what I've read. And there's a few clips there as well. You could see, and also he's got amazing quality dribbling ability. He's got quality passing range. I think his shooting, he's not a deadly shooter, but he's got a decent shot on him. So maybe it could work. Maybe it could work. So yeah, I think it would be interesting to do that.
Who do we think is going to start centre back in this game? Do you reckon?
I think it'll be Toby and Sanchez.
This guy, Billy Kit Kat, saying give Foyth a chance.
I don't. Well, we haven't seen
Toby
Foyth in a while.
Edmonds is saying give Tanganga a start. I personally think it's going to be Dyer and Toby.
You think Dyer and Toby? You don't think Sanchez will start?
I don't know. We haven't seen Sanchez. I don't know where he is.
Has he not played in the training games? Oh no, he hasn't, has he?
He wasn't in the training games. Haven't seen any pictures of him in training. I guess we'll see this weekend, tomorrow night, and on Saturday if he plays.
Have we been a Dyer and Toby partnership before?
Well, they played together in the training match last week. Did they play? Did they play with each other against Norwich in the cup?
Norwich in the cup. I don't think they play. I don't think
it might have been Dyer and Sanchez that game. I can't remember.
I'm not sure. I don't think we've had Toby and Dyer partnership before.
But apparently in training, them two have been linking up together. They've been the kind of partnership they've been working on.
Well, to be fair, Dyer, we said this before the lockdown. We have to be fair to Dyer. I think he had a few decent performances at centre back before the lockdown, but he was mostly playing with Sanchez. So maybe Dyer is Dyer had to take that senior centre back role position. Next to Sanchez. I'm not sure he's up to that, but maybe if you put a next to a more experienced centre back in Toby, that could maybe be a bit better because they've both got a bit of experience. I think maybe there won't be any sloppy mistakes and lots of concentration like there's been with Sanchez. That could be something to think about.
In terms of the top four, like these three games to start off with, Man United, Sheffield United in the first 3 games is massive, isn't it? If we can get 6 points out of those 2, surely we got a chance.
I think so. I think a lot rides on this the Man City decision, whether it gets upheld or not, whether we're actually going to be playing Champions League football next year. But I think if we get 6 points, it's on. 100% it's on for sure. I think we 5th is definitely within our grasp. We're only 4 points off United, and I think every game from now to the end of the season, you just got to take every game as it comes because no one knows who's going to be in form, what teams are going to be fit or not. If anyone is going to be massive, I think at this point right now, because I think there's so much uncertainty that just getting 3 points on the board is all that matters. Really, you can't really look too much past anything else. So if we get 6 points out of those 2 games, then 100%, we have a very good chance of making top 4. I'll tell you, I think we'll probably be favourites. I think if that happened, but I think United, you know what, I'm looking at their team, and all of it, like from I would say up until January, I was thinking, they don't have a very good squad. But then I'm looking at it now, I'm thinking a midfield 3 of McTominay, Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, with also Fred, who's had a very good season. That looks all right. Then you got a front 3 of Martial, Daniel James, Rashford, Igalo, who obviously came in January. That looks threatening. And their defense hasn't really been their weak points so much this season. Maguire shored things up a bit. I don't think their defense is amazing, but I'm all of a sudden thinking that actually looks quite decent. And that actually looks quite worrying to me. I know Pogba might leave the end. But I like the look of that.
Look on the flip side, though. We've got all our squad back now, pretty much. Everyone's fit. So when you're looking at our squad is very threatening as well. We can almost play 2 different sides, pretty much. 2 competent sides.
I agree with that. But that front 3, that pace, that front 3 is frightening. It really is.
What for them?
They got Pogba and Bruno Fernandes.
But what about us? What about us? We've got Bergwijn and Sonny up there as well, and Kane. So
And Lucas
and Lucas, we don't have pace, and it looks like Ryan Fraser could be coming as well.
Is that why? What is that?
Apparently, he's refusing to sign a contract now, and he's free to go to anyone after July the 1st. So
remains to be seen on that one. Obviously, he's not going to be able to play until next season.
Is that the case? If he signs July the 1st, can he not play for us?
Yeah, he won't be able to play this season, no. Yeah, we still have to wait for the next season to have him in the squad. But yeah, look, it's going to be an interesting matchup, which is why I'm very interested to see how we how we line up against Man United. I feel like it's going to be. I think it's hard to say it's going to be so many goals because since this lockdown, as you've seen in the Bundesliga, it hasn't really. There's been a lot of 1-0s, a lot of very close games. It hasn't been like loads and loads of goals in games usually. I don't know if it's going to take players a lot of time to settle in, get used to the circumstances. No fans in the stadium, so there's going to be a lot less energy. It's going to feel like a pre-season game.
It will.
So I think there's going to be loads of goals, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. But I think both teams attack's the strong point.
The good thing about that, though, is we usually do well in pre-season, don't we, when the pressure's off? So hopefully...
Maybe Lamella will bring us pre-season form, I'm hoping.
Yeah, exactly.
If Lamella brings pre-season form, we'll get top 3.
What are your thoughts on Højbjerg?
I like Højbjerg. I think he's a good player. I liked him at Bayern Munich. I thought Southampton made a good signing when they signed him. I was actually surprised that he didn't go to someone a bit better, but maybe he just wanted a team where he's definitely going to play. I think he's come in there and he's young. He came in at 21 years old. He's now 23. He's captain of that team, so he's really stamped his authority. Yeah. Or maybe 24. But he's really stamped his authority on that team.
Bayern Munich pedigree as well.
Yeah, and he wasn't exactly he was a squad player at Bayern, but he did play his fair share of games. I think over there, he wasn't like a player who was one or two times a season. He was getting solid double digits in appearances, I believe, back at Bayern. So they weren't scared to run him over there. Clearly, he wanted to progress his career, so he wanted some minutes. So he moved to a team where he'd definitely play. I think he's a player who has leadership qualities that we definitely need, especially in the midfield. I don't think we really have a leader in that midfield that I can think of. That's a player who's really going to hold other players accountable, take the kind of roll his sleeves up kind of midfielder.
The thing is, though, with Højbjerg, is he the player we need? Is he a CDM or is he further than that?
1 sec. I think no, he can be that number 8 role because he's that kind of player who's like he can be a box to box player. But I think with when he was playing for Southampton, he kind of had to do more of the legwork offensively because they just didn't have many other offensive players. Like he was mainly partnered with people like Romeo who are more defensive. Yeah. So he had to do a lot more of the legwork offensively. But with Spurs, because we've got abundance of talent in terms of players on the ball in the central midfield, Winks, Lo Celso and Ndombele, he can I think we could trust him to kind of sit a bit deeper and concentrate on the defensive side. And when we need him to get on the ball and turn and pick out a pass, he can do that because we've seen he can do that. He's good quality on the ball. But I think defensively he's strong. And I think he can. I think he could be a big asset to us.
Well, we've had a comment from. We've had quite a few actually from Alex Salem. He's saying, "Name your Tottenham and United combined 11." He's commented this about 10 times, so I think we should do it.
Tottenham and United combined 11.
It's going to be interesting. Let's just go simple 4-3-3.
Yeah, I think that's probably the formation. I think you'd probably put De Gea in goal, although he's had a terrible year.
Would you though?
Put De Gea in goal.
De Gea's been terrible for 2 years. I know Lloris hasn't been brilliant, but I actually think Lloris has been better than De Gea over the last couple of years.
I think this season probably Lloris has been better than De Gea. I think since he came back from injury, I actually think Lloris has been pretty solid. But
we'll be called deluded if we don't put De Gea.
100% will be called deluded. I think De Gea. I think with De Gea, he just needs a new challenge. I feel. I think he's maybe stagnated a bit. I think
he should go to Real Madrid when he had the chance.
Yeah, when that fax was too late. I think the fax machine cost him that move to Madrid. And I think if he would have gone then, he would have had that renewed kind of motivation. I think right now, obviously it's not a conscious thing for him, but right now I think De Gea, he's kind of, United are battling mid-table. They're not really battling near the top. It's probably difficult for him when he was considered one of the best goalkeepers in the world, if not the best. And he's not playing at the highest level. And it's probably hard for him to find that motivation that he used to when he was part of the United team winning league titles and competing at the top. So
just before you go on, we've just had a super chat from Carl Patrick Vineyard for £5, and he says Kane, Alderweireld and Son will score against United next Friday to win the game 3-0. So you heard it here first. Carry on.
Kane, Alderweireld and Son.
Yeah.
Kane, Alderweireld and Son. I have to remember that one. Didn't Alderweireld score against him a few years ago when we won 3-0? I remember Toby scored.
He scored the opening goal, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. He scored the second goal, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think Dave scored the opening goal.
Right.
But yeah, thank you, Carl. Thank you very much. But yeah, I think De Gea at his best is definitely better than Lloris's best. But I think Lloris has been a bit more solid over the past year. That's not really saying much because he's made his fair share of mistakes. But I think De Gea's his form's jumped the cliff a bit.
Well, let me know in the comments, who would you put in goal? Would you have De Gea or would you have Lloris? Are we deluded even talking about it? Or do we actually have a case? Because I personally think Lloris has been better, at least over the last year. But yeah, we'll put in, who are we putting in? De Gea?
I think De Gea for now. I think he is a better keeper.
Okay.
I do in general.
So De Gea...
Right back.
You have
to go Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
He's not going to... I think going for Aurier probably is better, but I think Wan-Bissaka is not going to cost you 5 T's and 3 red cards a season. So
yeah.
So it has to be Wan-Bissaka. He's been a solid signing for United, probably the most consistent player.
That's true. Okay. So left back?
It's between Luke Shaw and Ben Davies.
You've got to say Luke Shaw, probably.
Maybe, probably. I haven't been that impressed with Luke Shaw, to be honest, since his injury a few years ago. I don't think he's really fully recovered from it just yet. I haven't seen too many good things from him, but Davies is just so average. He's just an average player, Davies. I think Luke Shaw has a higher ceiling than Ben Davies has, but I think Davies is more consistent than Shaw.
Yeah, I think at their best, Luke Shaw's a better player, isn't he?
Yeah, I think at best Luke Shaw's a better player, but I think Davies, you're more likely to get a 6 or 7 out of 10 out of Davies, whereas Luke Shaw can fluctuate between like a 4 and an 8, if you know what I mean.
So who would you rather have in your team?
I bet Jose would rather have Davies.
All right, so we're going with Jose. Centre backs. I mean, this is going to be an interesting one.
So you got Maguire for United. He's probably their one. Then you got Bailly, Lindelof. For us, we've got Alderweireld. You probably have to go Maguire and Alderweireld.
Really?
Who else would there be?
I think Sanchez has been better than Alderweireld this season.
Yeah, but I still think Alderweireld's a better player.
It's very hard to judge without like cover from the midfield and stuff like that for our defence. Who'd you say? Bailly and Alderweireld?
Maguire and Alderweireld.
Oh, Maguire and Alderweireld. Yeah, I'll go for that.
And Maguire and Alderweireld probably, which could have easily been United's back four if they broke his release clause.
Yeah, apart from Davis, but yeah.
Yeah, true.
The midfield three.
Wow, the majority United at the moment. Yeah,
the midfield three. So who have you got from United? You got Pogba.
Probably put Pogba in there. Can you leave out Bruno Fernandes?
Does Pogba get in there? He's been awful for a while.
Yeah, but it's Pogba.
I don't care. I don't care who it is. If you've been bad, you've been bad.
I think it's been overstated how bad he's been, to be honest. I think it's been overstated.
You've got Gia Lo Celso, you've got Tanguy Ndombele. Who else?
Sissoko
Potentially
wings.
Sissoko. Like Sissoko's been miles better than Pogba.
I don't think Pogba. I don't think Sissoko is a better player than Pogba, though. I just don't. I just don't think so.
Who would you put in the middle three?
Probably. I'll probably go for Pogba, Lo Celso, and Fernandes, probably.
Who do you think's better, Lo Celso or Fernandes?
I mean, Fernandes has been pretty good since he's come in, hasn't he? I know Lo Celso's had a great few lot. He had a great lot. I think for the past 8 games, Lo Celso has been phenomenal. It's true.
But when Fernandes came to United, everything went through him. He was like an Eriksen for them, you know what I mean?
For who?
For United, when he came in, like everything was going through him.
Yeah, he's taking all the penalties, free kicks. He's scoring all their goals. He was a real talisman, really, Fernandes. I've been very impressed with him since he's come in. Yeah. But it remains to be seen whether it's just a purple patch or he's really he's that good. I think Lo Celso, he'll probably say the same because it's only been the past like 10 games or so for Lo Celso where he's really stepped up. And I think Fernandes
we got a comment: Sissoko, Pogba, and Bruno.
Sissoko, Pogba, Bruno. That would be a pretty solid 3. We haven't seen Sissoko in so long as well. When was the last time we've seen him? When was the last time he played?
Long time.
Been
ago.
A while.
Long time ago. We got a super chat from Dan Smith, £5, saying, "Great stuff, guys. Keep up the great content." The tier rankings. The tier rankings, actually, I have so much fun doing them.
Yeah, I love tier rankings. We should do more. I
really
really enjoy them. I do really enjoy them.
So who are we going in that middle?
It's really, I don't want to leave Celso out. I think, but then if you put Lo Celso, Pogba, and Fernandes, there's like no defense,
no cover whatsoever. Let's go Sissoko, Bruno, Lo Celso.
We'll leave out Pogba.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. And then up front, you got Kane, obviously, in the number 9.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
and then you probably say,
it's got to be.
Yeah, I think you probably go. I think front 3 would probably be Kane, Son, and Rashford. You'd have to say. You probably
and
just
Rashford
about leave
them right.
Well, you can put him on the right, I think. Or you can put Son on the right.
Soon to be Bergwijn, though. Soon to be Bergwijn.
Soon to be, exactly. Give a few months, it'll be Bergwijn. But yeah, it's surprisingly not that many Spurs players getting that team, in my opinion, by estimation. You got Toby, Lo Celso, Sissoko, Kane. Like 4 players, 5 players.
We didn't even talk about Dele.
And Davis as well. Dele, yeah, but we left out that attacking midfield position. We can't really put him in the midfield 3, can we? Unless you go 4-2-3-1. But then again, would you rather Dele over Fernandes? Probably not.
No, definitely not.
Not right now.
Yeah.
Although Dele, to be fair to Dele, I think this season, he's gonna. I know he's had a purple patch. He's been underrated. Like his stats are decent. He's had like 20 starts, 8 goals, and 4 assists.
Yeah,
not bad.
No, he's actually he's had a decent season this year. He really has. But you know, everyone loves to make Dele a scapegoat for everything he does.
Yeah.
Not as bad as Aurier, but definitely he's definitely one of them. Let's see what other questions we've got. Here's one that I love answering. Do you think we will finish above Arsenal? Of course, we're going to bloody finish above Arsenal. They lost to Brentford yesterday.
Oh my God, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Did you see that defending?
Oh, all 3 goals were just comical. It was like I was like listening to that music. That was like music going from my head when I was watching that. Or whenever Double Louise gets the ball. It was absolutely, yes, so funny, man. They can't defend for shit. I know we can't defend, but they're like another level.
Yeah, there was that one. There was that Guendouzi one on the halfway line. I don't know what he was doing.
What was Louise? Was that Guendouzi?
I thought it was Guendouzi. I don't know. It could be either of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't tell the difference. But
and then there was that one with Lacazette where he tried to hold up the ball and it just bounced off him.
And Maitland-Niles trying to dribble past three players and then right back and just losing it. I want to kind of maybe temper it a bit because obviously when the Premier League starts, if they get a result against City, we're going to look a bit stupid. But they look woeful. I'm
looking forward to that game big time. I really am.
I really hope City turn up and just absolutely hammer them like they did at the Emirates. They completely destroyed them at the Emirates.
Yeah. But here's another super chat. Looks like it's from a Chelsea fan, Nipun Sharma. Who are Spurs going to sign in the summer? Not Kai Havertz, and not what's the Ajax? Ziyech, and we're not going to be signing any of people that Chelsea are in for. That's for sure. They're splashing the cash, Chelsea, aren't they?
It's worrying times. Good signings as well. Really good, exciting signings. Apparently, Abramovich has got a renewed sense of motivation. He wants to pump even more money into the club. Which is not great for the rest of the Premier League. But yeah, Chelsea, they haven't had a good season. I think, in my opinion, I think that there's been a lot of upheaval there. But if they can somehow scrape top four with the season they've had, they can and build upon that a solid squad of youngsters with some real proven European talent. They could really be a fourth season, which I'm worried about. I am worried about that. I think. There's a few things we can make to supplement it, but I think Chelsea, they got their central midfield options already. Kante, Kovacic, Jorginho. I love all three of them. I think all three of those are real good players. Then you got, I think the back four needs improving, but then now next season they'll have Werner, Ziyech, Pulisic, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham as well. So they've got some real talent there, and now they've got them working as a real good squad, really good squad.
Let's just clear something up because, thank you for that, by the way. This guy says, not even grateful for these donations. We are entirely so grateful for all the donations. So
grateful. How many donations we had? 2 from Dan and from Kyle. Amazing stuff.
We've had 3. We've had 3.
3. Who's the other one?
I'm just trying to sift through it, but I can't see it right now. But I will be. Thank you to all of you because it's been absolutely amazing. Dan Smith, here's one.
Incredible.
Here's another one from Dan Smith.
Another one from Dan.
No, it was the same one. Sorry. No, but of course we appreciate everything, all the support in any single kind of way. We love it. Absolutely,
we love it. Yeah, we love interacting with all of you guys. It's unbelievable. We appreciate all your support. You know, anyone who shows us support is good in our books. 100%.
John Cooper's getting involved, saying "sexy looking software bed."
Nice one, John.
A lot of people.
I want to comment on John's very short shorts. We'll probably need to apologize for any offence caused by those short shorts. He's under strict instructions from now on that has to be at least knee length. So, John, if you're listening, no more short shorts, please.
Yeah, exactly. No more short shorts. We're not in the business of presenting naked at We Are Tottenham TV. That's for a different channel.
Apologies. Yeah, there you go.
What's the best away day?
Away day you've been to, or just like away day in general? Like,
well, you say the best away day you've been to, and I'll say the best away day I've been to. Well, it's got to be Lucas Moura in Ajax. I mean, is there any better than that?
Probably not. As in, that's the best game I've been to, hands down. So you've got to say that's the best away game. But in terms of like game I've been to, the atmosphere has just been absolutely rocking for the whole 90 minutes. And it's like, in terms of like intense atmosphere, best away game I've been to.
I tell you what, that second leg in Sheffield United was up there in terms of atmosphere.
That was really unbelievable. I think West Ham away when still Terry scored, that was mad. There's so many. I think when we beat Arsenal, the Emirates, you were there when we beat them 3-2. I'm talking about the League Cup game. That was also pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think Stamford Bridge 3-1. That was incredible. That was an incredible day.
Yeah, but in talking about like pure atmosphere for 90 minutes, I think it's got to be that Sheffield United one or the West Ham 3-2. Because I look back at like Man City away when Crouch scored as like the most crazy celebrations up there. It is up there with Lucas Moura's hat-trick goal in Ajax. But it was so nervy that whole game. It wasn't really good atmosphere till the end. It was just yeah. I'll put those two up there for sure.
So many amazing away days.
5-1 against Arsenal was rocking from start to finish.
5-1.
Yeah. Because we went 1-0 up quite early, didn't we?
Yeah. I think in the first couple minutes, Gina scored.
Exactly. So, and then
that was an away day. Yeah, Barcelona 1-0 with Nou Camp. That was also mad. Yeah, and Man City away as well. That was also pretty crazy.
Thanks for that. I love the Nou Camp. Yeah. I loved it.
Lee Jones, he's getting stuck in there. What's it called? City away 4-3. That was pretty mad. That was that was crazy. That was crazy atmosphere as well.
Yeah,
so many.
I'm just trying to sift through some, and obviously we were there for the cup final as well when we last won a trophy.
Yeah, that was amazing atmosphere.
Look at this guy, Lee Jones.
Only to ask you, watch most of the great content. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lee. Better late than never, eh?
Exactly.
Tell everyone else who hasn't discovered our channel, please.
Exactly, and tell everyone to vote for us as well. Football Content Award. Who is the best defender at Spurs? Let's go for that one. Rohan Gupta.
Toby.
Do you think it's still Toby?
I think it's still Toby.
Do you think he's declined? Do you think he's declined as a footballer?
I don't think he's at the levels he was a couple of years ago. Well, he's not playing there. I don't know if it's a physical thing or it's a team thing. I don't think the team's at the levels it was 2 years ago. So it's hard to blame on one player. But he used to be a player where he was positionally so good that he hardly ever made fouls. It was so hard for you to get past him. He was always in the right place at the right time. He barely had to make a tackle because he was always just in the right position. But it's not really the case anymore as much. Yeah. So it's hard to say, is he the same player? I'd like to think so. I'd like to think it's just a team thing. But until we get the team balance right, we're not really going to know. But I still think, at the moment, he is definitely the best defender at Spurs. Because I think no one else is playing better than him. I mean, you could argue Sanchez, but even him, I still still
can you argue? Can you argue Eric Dyer?
No. You can't. How can you argue why based off a good game where we lost 3-2 against Wolves? He's conceded 3 goals. So
penalty to Norwich. Don't forget that one.
Don't forget that one. Of course. No, I wouldn't. Eric Dyer wouldn't be there unless he proves it. If he strikes up a good partnership with Toby, you never know.
What about the comments from Ryan Sessegnon saying that he's the toughest player to play against, but only when he plays at centre back? Does that say more about our squad or more about Eric Dyer?
It's worrying. It's worrying. I'm more worried about Ryan Sessegnon's football IQ now than anything. I'm not sure. He's surely can't be Eric Dyer being the toughest player he's played against. I don't know. Look, I don't see training.
Training, yeah.
Me, but when did you even come up against Ryan Dyer? When
this is in training.
I know, but you would think Sessegnon's on the wing. You'd come up against fullbacks, but I don't know.
Let's move on to this. This is an interesting topic. Billy KitKat again saying, how can we improve the atmosphere at the Tottenham Stadium? Mate, I try my hardest every week. Trust me, I try my hardest.
Lower prices. I think that's the way to go. Get younger fans in there, younger fans in places where they're more easy to get to make noise. Stop stewards completely policing, standing up all the time.
Those militant stewards.
Yeah, completely. Anytime anyone stands up, you got a steward on you. I think the demographic of the South Stand the age demographic has to be lowered. It's too high at the moment, and it's hard to do because they've made the most expensive seats there, and they've and people who've paid their money have the right to sit there, obviously. But obviously, because they're expensive, only people who are older really can afford it. So
yeah,
I don't know how they can combat it really. They or maybe just get they have to get kind of fans in pockets where they're going to be able to make noise together and plan it out beforehand, like they used to do with the 1882 thing back at the old White Hart Lane for certain games. Maybe they should be doing that for season tickets.
yeah.
Well,
But I think that now Spurs are letting people move seats. I think maybe it will start to improve, and maybe people will start to sit more bunched together. I think that might happen. But
maybe.
we've had a 40 something or other. I don't know what currency that is. If someone can tell us what currency that is, but thank you very much. From Ram Vishnoy. He says, "Will Tottenham sell Harry Kane?"
No, we won't Harry Kane. I think it's more. I think not only will Tottenham not sell Harry Kane, Tottenham won't sell Harry Kane not because we don't want to let him go. Not just because I don't think he'll push the move, but also I don't think people are going to stump up the money. Interestingly, I really don't think, because I think at the moment he's 26, 27. The fact that he's 3 fairly large injuries in the past 3 seasons it might deter people from thinking I'm going to spend 150 to 200 million on him, especially now with the whole pandemic. Loose purses might be tightened a bit. I can't see people. Obviously anyone who signs him is going to be very lucky, and we believe he'll be an extremely good signing for anyone. But if you're weighing it up as a manager of a team where you have to get the money moves right at the moment because you might not be able to afford so many of them, are you going to gamble 150 million on someone who's had 3 big injuries in the past 3 seasons? And especially not just injuries, they're injuries to the ankle where you don't really fully recover from them, to be honest. So it's possible that you won't. You just manage it. Obviously, I want him to stay. I think anyone who signs is going to get a great striker, but I just don't see it. I don't see people rushing out that money on it.
And
who
also,
would? Who team would? I don't know.
And also, when you've got Kane, you got to think that if we were to sell him, for argument's sake, he's going to go for 150 plus or 100, around that mark.
I reckon at least 150, I would think.
Yeah, so you'd think around that mark. When you've got a player like Erling Haaland, who's much younger, got a much bigger future ahead of him, and he's got a 60 million release clause in his contract. So if you're weighing up those 2 options, who are you going to take?
Or if Haaland's available. Well, I know he's got a release clause, but it remains to be seen. But yeah, I know. I agree with you. You're probably for the younger guy. I think at the moment that's what youth is. People invest in youth. It's why you see young players going for so much more nowadays, because they see it as a long-term investment. If you sign a player for who's like 27 or 26, 27, even though they're in their prime, you're thinking long term, it's going to be 4 or 5 years till they start to slow down. Whereas if you sign a player who's 19 or 20, you got 10 years out of them. So I think if you're going to spend big money, which we would require to get Kane away from Spurs, then I think they're more likely to spend that money on a younger player. I really do.
Yeah.
And there's one reality.
There's one saying, do you think Kane's going to manage Spurs one day?
Don't think Kane's going to manage Spurs one day. I'd like that. Why not? Get him in the door. Lampard's at Chelsea, so Arteta's at Arsenal, so why not Kane at Spurs?
Yeah. There was a comment earlier, I can't remember who it was from, but they asked us, were we alive when Spurs last won a title?
Alive?
Well, my dad was 1 year old, so I think...
yeah, no, exactly.
What do we think the lineup's going to be against United?
With no, with no Dele, obviously. Will there be too many surprises? It'll be surprising to me if he does go with Dyer instead of Sanchez, but
we don't know about Sanchez. We just don't know.
I think
Like, we haven't even seen him in any of the training pictures or anything.
And he wasn't involved in that trading game.
No.
I guess we'll see. I guess we will see.
We'll see tomorrow night if he plays.
Yeah. Well, apparently we've got a second game lined up as well.
Yeah, we won on Saturday as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see on that front what situation is. But I think the lineup. I guess we'll do a predicted lineup video. But at the moment, without seeing any team news, I'm guessing it will be some like. I can't see too many surprises, but maybe Lloris.
Do you think 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1?
I think the 4-2-3-1 formation that he's went with when he first started at Spurs before the injuries. I think he'll do that formation. I think he'll play Ndombele and Lo Celso and push one of them forward. I have a feeling he might do that.
So we'll go for who's going to play right back? Aurier right back.
Aurier right back. Davis left back.
And one of Sanchez or Dyer and Toby.
I think we'll go with Dyer at the moment, just because we haven't seen Toby, haven't seen Sanchez in a while.
In the double pivot,
I think it'll be. I think probably Lo Celso and Sissoko. But he doesn't say. He said he doesn't like Sissoko there. He does say that. But then does he play wing there? Probably. I can't see him playing Lo Celso and wing, so I don't think that works. Probably more likely to be Lo Celso and Sissoko, with maybe Ndombele a bit further forward. I'd like to see that. Or you could swap it. You could put Ndombele and Lo Celso and Sissoko together, and put in Lo Celso a bit further forward. I think
I like the idea of Sissoko and Ndombele before the season started. I think I think they complement each other well, their skills playing together. So yeah, I think it could be them two with Lo Celso a bit further forward with Kane, Son and Bergwijn.
You think Bergwijn, not Moura?
I got a feeling it'll be Bergwijn, yeah.
He has played more every game now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's been a big
actually surprising that he's played most games this season.
But I guess there's a lot to the fact that we've had so many injuries up front. He's kind of had to play. He's kind of been forced into it a lot of the time. And we also got to remember when Jose first came in, Luke was playing quite well. I remember the first game he scored against West Ham. He was he played quite well. And apparently he tried to sign him when he was at Real Madrid, so he's clearly a big fan of his. So maybe he's just got a thing for Moura. But we need two of all. I think we always on the pitch. We need two of Son, Moura, and Bergwijn always on the pitch because we need that counter-attacking ability. We saw it. I remember in Jose's early games, our counter-attacking ability was devastating at times when we had those two pacey players. And under Pochettino, we never really had that. We always only really had Son, or one of Son or Lucas, really. We never really had two kind of pacey players together.
What do you mean? We had Nkudu and G. We had them all.
I don't count. Waste.
What do you think of this one?
Do you still think Lamela has a future at Spurs? Probably not. I think time's probably run out for him, to be honest.
I mean, I think he's had one training ground injury that nobody's seen too many.
Yeah, I think it's been enough. How long? How much longer?
He's been out for 7 years now.
Yeah. I think it'll be, next year's season will be.
Do you think we can get any money for him, though?
Probably get 20 million for him.
You think that much?
If we're lucky.
If we get 20 million, that's only a 10 million loss from 7 years ago. That's not bad.
Well, considering how crazy prices went, it's not great. But he's got 9 games to prove that he's got a future at Spurs. I can't see him getting too many minutes, to be honest. But you never know. You never know. Maybe the Lamela will start against United will prove us all wrong. You never know. That'd be interesting.
Well, if it is like a pre-season and he does start, then we know,
we know
who's the first goal scorer.
Exactly. We need Lamela's pre-season form.
Here's one for you, Seb.
Do you like Family Guy? I do like Family Guy. I used to. It's got to be boring now. Family Guy is a bit, they've overdone it, I think. There's been way too many seasons. I used to like it. I'll put it that way. I used to like it. I prefer shows like Rick and Morty now. Is much better. If you like a good cartoon.
Let's do this one. Score predictions for the next 3 games.
I think United, I think, will draw. I don't think
What's
we're
the
going
score going to be?
to win. 1-1. It's been a lot of. Go on.
I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 Spurs.
2-1 Spurs.
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
I think so do I. I think West Ham as well. I think we'll win. I don't think there'll be pressure from the fans this time.
Ferrari.
What, Ferrari?
Blinky Ferrari says Sim looks like he's been on an alcohol and meth bender for the last month.
You're not far off the truth, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
So West Ham, I think it will be less tricky than if it were fans in the stadium.
Are we at home or away to West Ham?
We're away.
Home.
No, we're at home. Yeah, because we're away in Bramall Lane. Yeah, we're at home to West Ham.
Yeah, I think they probably won't have that cup final feeling as badly as they usually do. So I think West Ham should be okay. I think we'll win that one. And then Sheffield United away. I don't know.
I think Sheffield United as well will struggle without fans.
I don't know if home advantage means much anymore, to be honest.
It doesn't.
Without fans. We've seen that in the Bundesliga, very few home wins.
Although, have you been watching Bayern Munich? They are literally treating each game, but they're treating each game as like a training match. They don't even look like they're taking it seriously, and like they're just battering everyone.
Maybe it's just a perception thing. Yeah, they've been absolutely. They have just been wiping the floor of everyone. Yeah,
I watched their semi-final last night against Frankfurt. First half, they should have been like 4-0 up.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I watched their game against Dortmund. I thought they were pretty good in that game. Although Dortmund were a bit unlucky not to maybe get a goal or two out of that game. But I thought Bayern were absolutely brilliant. They've really stepped up since they sacked their manager. Who's this guy? Abdullah Mohamed.
He
Grealish.
Yeah, he commented a lot on the quiz video. But Madison or Grealish, I'm going to add another option in there of Dele Alli.
And Dele Alli, who's the best? I think Dele is the best out of all three, but I think
out of the two, I'd pick Grealish, to be honest.
I'd pick Grealish as well. I think Madison's. I do like Madison. I think he's a good player. I think he's more of a kind of. He's more of a player who's going to get you like a long range shot, a set piece. Kind of, he works around the box. Grealish is more of like he likes to dribble it more. I think he has a bit more to his game. More of a. I think he's more likely to unlock the defence. Grealish than Madison is. I think Madison can go for long stretches without doing much, whereas
Grealish can grab the game by the scruff of the neck. I don't really think Madison can do that.
Madison's more like a assistant type of player, you know.
I think Madison's more of a luxury player. I think Grealish is actually a proper player.
Yeah, I prefer Grealish to Madison. I do.
We could have had him for 4 million. Thank you, Daniel Levy.
He does more in a worse team as well, Grealish, I think, than Madison, who's in a much better team at Leicester.
Yeah. What do you think about this one from Charlie THFC? Is there any staleness left?
On our squad goes on. Yeah, there's plenty of staleness left. I really think that.
Yeah.
Just unfortunately. I think our squad it went a bit. I think it's not just that the squad went stale. It's more that the tactics that we were playing with that squad, just we weren't able to cope with it anymore. We weren't able to keep up with those tactics without freshening up the squad. We can't all like just go 100% forever with the same squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
at some point,
look at Alex Ferguson. He always refreshed things in the summer. Always, whether it be in the back room, on the pitch, whatever it was, he always used to refresh things. And that's what kept them going and dominated.
He didn't do it every year, but he definitely did it every few years, for sure. There was always a signing.
He never went a year without making a signing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's also
no one ever has it except for us.
Classic Spurs, of course we hold that. So, yeah, I mean, I think at the moment we're still feeling the effects of it. And I think maybe Rose needs a proper pre-season for the players to really get to grips of how he wants to play and his plans and everything. Or maybe this pre-season would have helped that. We'll have to wait to be seen. But I think I think especially in the back, I think we have freshened up the midfield and attack fairly well, except for maybe a defensive midfielder. But we still need to freshen up that defense for sure.
All right. Well, good software. Hope you guys are going to enjoy the watch-alongs because they're going to be. You can get up to 6 people on this as well, so absolutely brilliant. I think we should end it there. But thank you everyone for coming on and joining. We've had about 80, 90 viewers concurrent all the time, so that's been brilliant. You've absolutely smashed out the super likes, the super comments, super chats, whatever you want to call them.
Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you.
I've really enjoyed this. We haven't done this in a long time.
Yeah, we should do more often.
Yeah. If you guys, and what do you guys think about the quarantine quiz as well? I think that one was the last one, but should we bring it back after football is finished? Let us know in the comments. And also, do you want to see more Q&As? Ollie Dean says he has one more, so come on, give us one more.
One more what question?
I don't know. He said one more, lads, boys.
He has one more, or he wants us to do more?
I don't know. He's not commenting again, so we'll just go.
All right.
A lot of people saying, what about Super Yan?
What about him?
Apparently he's not signing that contract. He's going to leave, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it looks like very, very likely he's going to leave now. He'll probably stay to the end of the season, but I think he'll leave, yeah. Unfortunately, I wouldn't mind if he stayed, but...
Max Aarons and Højbjerg, you think they're going to come? I think Højbjerg will, but not Aarons.
I'm not sure Aarons. I'm not sure we're going to be splashing 30 million on him just yet, just because we're going to have much money. But Højbjerg, I think, is very realistic. I think it'd be a good signing.
All right. Thank you very much, guys, for joining the Q&A. That's it from me and my brother Sim. Like, subscribe, and vote for us in the Football Content Awards. The link is in the description below. And as always, come on, you Spurs.